unlock the secrets of ancient wisdom. They have taken our narratives, uprooted our traditions, and replaced them with superficial symbols and hollow catchphrases. Yet, deep down, you can sense that emptiness in your soul where your authentic heritage once thrived. They believed we would remain oblivious, feeding us falsehoods to silence us, keeping us preoccupied with trivial pursuits so that we would forget our true identities. But we have reached our limit. We refuse to be mere pawns in their manipulated game any longer. It is time to rediscover the myths that have been buried, to reconnect with our genuine deities and authentic heroes. By recalling our history, we can shatter the chains that bind us. No more strings to pull us like puppets, no more unquestioning compliance. So, join me, and stand alongside everyone who is prepared to cast off the fabrications. This is our legacy, our strength, and no one can take it away from us again. Consider this. There is a reason why a mere 1% of the population holds 99% of the world's wealth, and it may not be what you assume. Within ancient writings, such as the Kabbalah and the Emerald Tablets, lies a profound understanding of reality, one so significant that it has been intentionally concealed from you. Have you ever pondered why some individuals seem to attract success effortlessly while others struggle, regardless of their efforts? The answer is rooted in a hidden universal law, one that quantum physics is beginning to validate. In this video, we will unveil the final piece of the puzzle that can empower you to reshape your reality in an instant. Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that every limitation you have ever encountered was merely an illusion, a falsehood perpetuated by those who benefit from your lack of awareness. This ancient wisdom has been buried for centuries and is currently being suppressed once more. Why? Because it demonstrates that you can change the trajectory of your life in an instant. If you doubt this, by the end of this video, you will receive a straightforward challenge to test it for yourself tonight. But be warned, once you grasp what is possible, there is no turning back. Stay with us until the end, as we are about to disclose a one-step method derived directly from forbidden texts like the Kabbalah and the Emerald Tablets, a technique that could completely transform your reality in less than 24 hours. For centuries, powerful entities, including monarchies, religious organizations, and corporate giants, have thrived by employing a simple tactic, keeping you unaware of your true creative potential. History is replete with attempts to erase or belittle texts like the Corpus Hermeticum, which clearly teach that your mind shapes your world. Did you learn about these in school? Of course not. It is far easier to control individuals who do not realize they can break free from the narrative imposed upon them. If you never uncover this knowledge, you will likely continue living according to someone else's story, struggling to pay off debts, pursuing unfulfilling dreams, and perpetually feeling like you are lagging behind. Meanwhile, a select few quietly harness these same principles to amass wealth, heal seemingly incurable ailments, and navigate life as if they are bending reality to their will. Which side do you wish to be on? In just a moment, I will share how ordinary individuals, yes, even those burdened by debt, are using a single line from an ancient text to manifest money literally overnight. But first, you need to understand the true nature of your challenges. Meet Jack, a straightforward individual from a small town who had only $100 to his name, and no hidden family wealth or assets to rely on. Jack was barely making ends meet until one day he discovered a passage from the ancient Emerald Tablets that discussed the importance of aligning your inner vibration with it. Imagine hearing about something called the Greater Cosmic Flow. It sounds almost magical, like a concept straight out of a fantasy movie. But Jack, an ordinary guy, was curious enough to try it out. Every night for just 5 minutes, he would close his eyes and visualize a specific amount of money, $2000, while immersing himself in feelings of relief and gratitude, just as instructed by an ancient tablet. Fast forward 3 days, and Jack received a surprising phone call. A distant uncle had left him an inheritance of $2,500. Coincidence? That's for you to decide. Encouraged by this unexpected turn of events, Jack continued the practice, setting his sights on even bigger goals, like clearing his mounting medical bills. He claims that the universe kept delivering. This isn't a story about a high-powered billionaire in a boardroom. It's about an everyday person who, armed with ancient wisdom, reshaped his reality one night at a time. Take Marcus, for example, a recent college graduate stuck in an entry-level job. He borrowed a single line from the Kabbalah: "The all is mind, the universe is mental." Deciding to run a mental experiment for a week, every morning he would say out loud, "My mind creates new opportunities. I welcome them now." By day 4, a colleague casually mentioned a high-paying role at a startup. Within 2 weeks, Marcus made the switch. He calls it luck, but it's really an illustration of how powerful your mental blueprint can be. At this point, you might be wondering, if this knowledge is so powerful, why isn't it mainstream? The answer is simple. Entire empires are built on the assumption that you are powerless. Everything from mass media to certain educational systems thrives on training you to obey, consume, and accept your fate. Texts like the Corpus Hermeticum and the Emerald Tablets talk about transcending fate by harnessing universal laws. This isn't just some cliché. These works literally outline how focused consciousness shifts outcomes in what we call reality. If you miss out, you'll keep settling for scraps, wondering why others seem lucky while you're trapped in a never-ending struggle. Meanwhile, the elite laugh because they've hidden these practices right under your nose, dismissing them as old myths. They want this knowledge for themselves, not for you. So, you've got a choice: remain in the matrix of compliance, or break free by learning the very truths they burn libraries to bury. Still skeptical? Good. In exactly 60 seconds, I'm going to give you a quick test, a challenge you can do tonight to see if this is real or hype. But be warned, if it works for you, your worldview might never be the same. Here's what I want you to do. Before you go to bed tonight, choose something simple but specific that you'd love to manifest in the next 24 hours. It could be an unexpected $50, a surprise coffee treat from a friend, or maybe a random act of kindness that saves you time. Nothing too big. Start small so you can really measure it. Spend exactly 3 minutes picturing this outcome as if it's already done. Feel the gratitude, relief, or excitement you'd have once it arrives. Whisper or say out loud, "I now align with this reality." It is done. Yes, it might sound silly, but trust me, silly can be powerful. If any skeptical thought pops up, remind yourself this is just a test. I'll see what happens. Don't argue with your doubt, just let it pass. Then, when you wake up tomorrow, stay alert for any sign, an email, a phone call, a conversation that feels like it lines up with your intention. Hey there! If you've tried out this method and noticed something interesting happening, don't keep it to yourself. Let us know in the comments. Share your experience, whether it worked for you or not. And if you haven't seen results yet, don't lose hope. The trick is to stick with it, repeat the steps, and give it at least 48 hours to unfold. The secret sauce here is staying consistent and maintaining a strong sense of confidence, even if the world around you seems to be sending mixed signals. People who commit to this process are often blown away by what happens. Sure, some folks might say it didn't work on their first try, but by the second or third attempt, they start noticing strange and exciting coincidences piling up, like the universe is winking at them. Think of your mind as the control center of your own personal reality. All you're doing is adjusting it, much like tuning a radio to pick up the exact station you want to hear, your desired outcome. Now, you might be tempted to brush this off as just daydreaming or wishful thinking, but here's the thing, why not test it out for yourself? Ancient teachings, like those found in texts such as the Kybalion, have long hinted at a powerful truth. Understanding the mental nature of the universe is a huge step toward mastering your life. So ask yourself, what do you really want? Are you ready to take control and unlock your potential? Or are you more comfortable sticking with the same old excuses that keep you stuck? If you walk away now, you're essentially choosing to stay in a reality someone else has shaped for you. The truth is, ideas like this often get dismissed, ridiculed, or labeled as pseudoscience. And why do you think that is? It's because this knowledge challenges the very foundation of systems that rely on control and hierarchy. When you truly embrace the idea that your mind plays a role in shaping your reality, you stop just following the rules. You start creating, innovating, and even expecting extraordinary things to happen. And guess what? Those extraordinary things start showing up, almost as if they'd been waiting for you to notice them. That's exactly what those in power don't want. We're at a turning point right now, and it's up to you to decide where you stand. If you think it's time for more people to wake up to the incredible power they hold within, share this message with others. And if you're feeling bold, drop a comment below and let us know you're taking on tonight's challenge. Still skeptical? That's okay. Prove it wrong. The best way to do that is to try it for yourself. After all, the only thing standing between you and a completely transformed life is one simple, conscious choice to tap into the potential you've always had. This kind of wisdom has been suppressed and hidden away, but we're bringing it back into the light, right here, right now. So, which side of history do you want to be on? Here's something else to ponder. What if I told you that the most successful people in the world, those billionaires, visionaries, and leaders, aren't just lucky or exceptionally hardworking? What if there's something more at play, a hidden advantage that sets them apart from the rest of us? This isn't about random chance or raw talent. It's about a secret body of knowledge, a set of principles so powerful that it's been carefully guarded for centuries. Think about it. How often have you watched in amazement as the ultra-wealthy or influential seem to shape the world around them with ease, while most people struggle just to get by? These individuals are out there building empires, influencing global events, and accumulating wealth that's almost unimaginable. But here's the fascinating part. This isn't just a fluke or the result of some extraordinary gift. It's the intentional use of timeless principles, passed down through generations within elite circles. Imagine being raised in an environment where, from a young age, you're taught that reality itself can be molded, that your thoughts, beliefs, and intentions can directly influence the world around you. That's the kind of upbringing the children of the elite often experience. It's not just about inheriting wealth or connections. It's about inheriting an entirely different way of seeing and interacting with the world, a mindset that most of us were never exposed to. Now, this might sound like something straight out of a science fiction novel, but what if I told you this wisdom has roots in ancient teachings, hidden in plain sight for thousands of years? Picture ancient manuscripts, filled with mysterious and profound insights, carefully preserved and studied by exclusive groups throughout history. We're talking about works like the Kybalion, the Emerald Tablets, and the Corpus Hermeticum, texts that reveal deep truths about the nature of reality and the power of the human mind. These aren't just dusty old books. They're treasure troves of knowledge that have shaped the thinking of some of the most influential people in history. There are profound truths about reality that have been systematically concealed from the general public. But why would such information be kept hidden? The answer is straightforward. Knowledge is power, and this particular knowledge represents the ultimate form of power. It holds the key to understanding and manipulating the very essence of reality itself. Consider the implications for a moment. If you were absolutely certain that your thoughts and beliefs could directly influence the physical world around you, how would that transform your life? How would it alter the way you approach challenges, set goals, or interact with others? This is the secret that the elite have been leveraging for centuries to maintain their power and influence. While the rest of us have been conditioned to view the world as a fixed, unchangeable reality, they have been quietly shaping it to suit their desires. However, here's a divine truth. This isn't merely some esoteric notion. Modern science, particularly in the field of quantum physics, is beginning to corroborate what ancient texts have been asserting all along. The observer effect, for instance, demonstrates that reality changes based on perception. In other words, the very act of observing something alters its behavior. Let's connect the dots. If observation can influence reality at the quantum level, and our thoughts and beliefs shape our observations, then it logically follows that our thoughts and beliefs can indeed mold our reality. This is why the top 1% controls 99% of the world's wealth. It's not solely about economic systems or inherited advantages, although these factors certainly play a role. It's about a fundamental understanding of how reality operates, and the ability to manipulate it through belief, perception, and vibration. Meanwhile, the masses are kept preoccupied with fear-based media and limiting beliefs. We're taught to see the world as a place of scarcity, where success is the privilege of the fortunate few. But what if that's just another layer of control? The truth is, this knowledge isn't exclusive to the elite. It's our inherent birthright as conscious beings. Once you grasp this, you can start to rewrite your own destiny. Individuals who have unlocked this understanding have experienced spontaneous wealth, inexplicable shifts in reality, and even phenomena some might describe as glitches in the matrix. But here's the most exciting part: there's still more to uncover. Even among those who comprehend these principles, there's a final, missing piece, a key that unlocks instantaneous reality manipulation. It's a secret so profound that it could fundamentally alter everything. Imagine if there were a hidden technique so potent it could make the universe conform to your will instantly. Picture having the ability to collapse quantum possibilities at will, manifesting your desires faster than you ever thought possible. This is the secret the elite have guarded for centuries, and it's about to revolutionize everything you thought you knew about manifestation. You've learned about the law of mentalism and how your thoughts shape reality. But this final piece of the puzzle elevates it to an entirely new level. It's a reality-altering hack so powerful it has been kept hidden even from most of the world's elite. Are you ready to discover the ultimate shortcut to bending reality? At the core of this technique lies the concept of collapsing quantum possibilities through focused intention. It's not merely about positive thinking or visualization. It's about harnessing the raw power of quantum physics to reshape the very fabric of reality itself. Consider this: in the quantum realm, particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously. But when we observe them, they collapse into a single state. What if you could harness that same power to shape your reality? You can immediately integrate this principle into your life, transforming countless possibilities into your desired outcome. The cornerstone of this method is the blend of intense emotion and steadfast belief. Simply thinking about what you want isn't enough. You need to feel it deeply, with every part of your being. When you merge focused intention with the raw power of emotion, you create a quantum resonance that ripples through the universe, aligning reality with your desires. Here's how you can start applying this technique in your life. First, choose a specific desire or outcome you want to manifest. Be clear and precise, as the universe responds to clarity. Next, close your eyes and visualize this outcome in vivid detail. See it, hear it, and feel it as if it has already happened. Now, here's where the magic begins. Tap into the most powerful emotion you can summon. Feel the joy, excitement, and gratitude of having already achieved your desire. Let this emotion wash over you, filling every cell of your body. As you hold this state, declare your intention out loud. Speak with authority, as if you're commanding the universe itself. Say something like, "I now collapse all quantum possibilities into this reality where my desire is already manifest." Feel the power of your words resonating through your being. Here's the crucial part: maintain this state of emotional intensity and belief for as long as you can. The longer you hold it, the more powerful the effect. Some practitioners report holding this state for hours, leading to seemingly miraculous manifestations. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. As you begin to master this technique, you'll need to consider the ethical implications of your actions. Are you using this power for the greater good? Are you considering the potential consequences of your manifestations on others? These are important questions to ponder as you wield this incredible tool. The potential of this technique is truly mind-boggling. People who've mastered it report experiencing spontaneous wealth, inexplicable reality shifts, and even glitches in the matrix. Imagine waking up one day to find your entire life transformed. Your dream job offered out of the blue, your perfect partner suddenly entering your life, or a windfall of money appearing in your bank account. But here's the thing: like any powerful tool, it requires practice and dedication. You can't expect to reshape reality overnight. Start small with manageable goals and gradually work your way up to bigger manifestations. Consistency is key. Make this practice a daily habit, and you'll start to see results that will astound you. As you continue to practice, you'll notice something incredible happening. Not only will your external reality start to shift, but your internal landscape will transform as well. You'll find yourself becoming more confident, more aligned with your true purpose, and more in tune with the universe itself. It's like unlocking a hidden superpower you never knew you had. Imagine stumbling upon a dusty old tome in a forgotten corner of a library. As you open its weathered pages, you realize you're holding the key to unimaginable power. What if I told you such books actually exist, and they contain secrets so profound they could shatter your understanding of reality? These aren't just any ordinary books. We're talking about the Emerald Tablets, the Corpus Hermeticum, and other ancient texts that have been systematically erased from mainstream history. Why? Because the knowledge they contain is considered too dangerous for the masses. Let's start with the Emerald Tablets. This mysterious text is considered one of the earliest alchemical works, and it's packed with mind-bending insights. One of the most renowned components of ancient wisdom is the Emerald Tablet of Hermes, which explores the profound interconnectedness of all existence and the life-altering potential of grasping the relationship between the macrocosm, the above, and the microcosm, the below. Pause for a moment to consider this. What if every element in the cosmos, from the smallest subatomic particle to the vastest galactic structure, was intricately linked in ways that defy our current understanding? This concept alone is mind-expanding, but the story grows even more fascinating when we examine the origins of these ancient texts. The Emerald Tablet's history is wrapped in enigma, having been translated and reinterpreted across civilizations, with versions appearing in Arabic, Latin, and other languages over the centuries. It's almost like a celestial game of whispers, where each translation might reveal deeper insights or hidden meanings that were previously overlooked. Now, let's shift our focus to the Corpus Hermeticum, a compilation of philosophical and spiritual writings that serve as the cornerstone of Hermetic thought. These texts aren't merely a single volume but a treasure trove of wisdom exploring the bridge between the divine and human realms, as well as humanity's quest for higher knowledge. Picture possessing a manual that teaches you how to access the fundamental forces governing the universe. These writings are far from obsolete relics. They've left an indelible mark on numerous mystical traditions that continue to thrive today. Have you encountered groups like the Rosicrucians or the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn? These organizations have been instrumental in safeguarding and disseminating this age-old wisdom to seekers who are prepared to embrace it. But why have these ideas endured with such potency? And why have they often faced suppression throughout history? Reflect on this. If you were to suddenly comprehend the true fabric of reality, how would it transform your life? How might it reshape society as a whole? Manly P. Hall, a prominent scholar of esoteric traditions, emphasized that Hermetic teachings unveil a concealed doctrine about life's deepest mysteries. This isn't abstract spiritual jargon. It's practical, actionable knowledge that has been carefully preserved by initiated individuals across generations. Among the foundational concepts in these texts is the principle of as above, so below. Though succinct, this phrase carries immense weight, proposing that by studying the cosmos, we can gain insights into our own nature, and by understanding ourselves, we can alter our reality. This idea has been pivotal in countless spiritual and philosophical frameworks. But what gives it such transformative power? Imagine gazing at the stars and recognizing patterns that mirror your inner psyche, or observing ocean tides and intuitively grasping the rhythms of your own emotions. This isn't merely about acquiring information, it's about harnessing a profound ability to influence existence. And that's precisely why these teachings have often been excluded from conventional historical narratives. Knowledge equates to power, and this specific knowledge represents the ultimate form of empowerment, one that could disrupt entrenched systems of control. Consider the implications. If everyone awakened to their innate capacity to shape reality, what would become of those who rely on keeping populations uninformed and disempowered? Yet here's the remarkable truth. Despite centuries of attempted erasure, these ideas have subtly influenced countless visionaries, from groundbreaking scientists to revolutionary artists and transformative leaders. The principles embedded in Hermetic texts have quietly steered human advancement for ages. So, what is the unifying thread weaving through all these teachings? What is the grand revelation that has remained hidden yet accessible all along? It's encapsulated in the first Hermetic principle: the all is mind, the universe is mental. Sit with that thought. The all is mind, the universe is mental. What if this wasn't merely an archaic philosophical notion but a key to unlocking the very nature of existence itself? Imagine this. Your thoughts aren't just passive observers of reality, they're the actual architects of your world. This radical idea forms the core of the law of mentalism, a principle that redefines how we understand existence itself. What if the universe weren't fixed and unchangeable, but a dynamic construct shaped by human consciousness? Picture reality as clay in a potter's hands. Your mind becomes the sculpting tool that molds everything you experience. Now imagine someone telling you that this clay reality is actually an illusion, a projection created by your own mental frameworks. This concept might seem fantastical, but here's the surprising truth: it's backed by both philosophical traditions and scientific observations. Visualize two people watching the same sunrise. One perceives it as a breathtaking display of beauty, while the other feels only anxiety about the tasks ahead. They're seeing identical physical light through different mental lenses. The law of mentalism suggests these filters your beliefs, perceptions, and beliefs actively color your reality like specialized glasses. You're not merely existing in a world, you're co-creating it through your consciousness. This concept aligns with the idea that reality functions like a hologram, with your mind acting as the central projector. The implications are profound. If your thoughts shape reality, changing your mindset could literally alter your experienced world. This isn't theoretical speculation. Consider the placebo effect, where belief in treatment triggers real physiological changes even when the treatment is inert. This demonstrates how mental states directly influence physical reality. Cognitive biases like confirmation bias show how our pre-existing beliefs filter information, reinforcing our existing mental models. What happens when we consciously wield this power? Historical examples abound of people using focused intentionality to manifest desired outcomes, from improved relationships to unexpected financial gains. These aren't coincidences but demonstrations of the law's potential. Mastering this principle offers profound empowerment. Instead of being passive recipients of circumstances, you become active architects. Your thoughts transform from random mental chatter to intentional reality-building tools. This knowledge hasn't been widely promoted not because it's ineffective, but precisely because those who understand it gain a strategic advantage. They no longer navigate reality through chance, but create it through deliberate choice. The ultimate truth this reveals is both exhilarating and terrifying. You hold the power to author your own existence. Not as some fate-bound character, but as the creator of your personal narrative. This understanding dissolves victimhood, replacing it with conscious creation. Your mind isn't just observing the world, it's writing every chapter of your story. Welcome to the reality revolution that starts within. Are you ready to dive into the fascinating and bizarre world of quantum physics? Prepare to have your mind blown, because the most astonishing discoveries in science are actually aligning with what ancient mystics have known for centuries. In our everyday lives, we perceive objects as solid and real through our senses. However, at the tiniest, subatomic level, things aren't as straightforward as they seem. Welcome to the quantum realm, where the rules of everyday life don't apply. In this microscopic world, particles can exist in two places simultaneously, communicate instantaneously across vast distances, and even pop in and out of existence. It sounds like something out of a science fiction novel, but it's actually cutting-edge science that's transforming our understanding of reality. Let's explore the observer effect, a mind-boggling phenomenon that suggests just by looking at something, you can change its behavior. Imagine watching a particle, and the mere act of observing it causes it to behave differently. It's as if reality is putting on a show just for you. This isn't some wild theory. It's been proven in laboratories worldwide. Think about the implications. If your observation can influence the behavior of particles, what does that say about the power of your consciousness? It's as if the universe is responding to your attention, your thoughts, and your very awareness. Sound familiar? It's exactly what ancient texts were talking about when they said all is mind. But it gets even stranger. Have you heard of the double-slit experiment? This famous test shows that particles like electrons can behave both as particles and waves. When no one's watching, they create an interference pattern, acting like waves. But the moment they're observed, they snap into behaving like particles. It's as if they know they're being watched. This experiment has left scientists puzzled for decades. It suggests that the very fabric of reality is somehow tied to consciousness, your consciousness, my consciousness, and the collective consciousness of humanity. It's as if the universe is one big thought, constantly reshaping itself based on how we perceive it. And if that's not mind-bending enough, let's talk about quantum entanglement. Imagine two particles that are so deeply connected that no matter how far apart they are, they instantly affect each other. You could separate these particles by light years, and they'd still be in sync. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance, and it hints at a level of reality where everything is interconnected. Think about the implications. If particles can be instantly connected across vast distances, what does that say about the nature of our reality? It suggests that at some fundamental level, separation is an illusion. We're all part of one vast, interconnected web of existence. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Some of the world's top physicists are starting to suggest that consciousness itself might be a fundamental aspect of the universe. They're proposing that our thoughts, our awareness, and our very minds might directly influence the quantum world and, by extension, the physical world we see around us. This isn't just some fringe theory. It's being seriously discussed in scientific circles. And doesn't it sound strikingly similar to what those ancient texts were saying? The idea that all is mind, that our thoughts shape our reality? It's no longer just mystical philosophy. It's becoming cutting-edge science. When we talk about edge science, it raises an important question. What implications does this have for you? The answer is profound. The capabilities of your mind are not merely a comforting notion found in self-help literature. They are rooted in the most sophisticated scientific insights we possess about the universe. Your thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions are not just passive reflections of reality. They actively contribute to the formation of that reality. Imagine for a moment that some of the most accomplished individuals in the world are not simply fortunate or exceptionally diligent. They are, in fact, manipulating reality itself to align with their desires. It may sound unbelievable, but stay with me as we explore the intriguing realm of those who can bend reality. Those elite individuals who shape the world through the power of their minds. Consider Steve Jobs, for instance. You may be familiar with his famous reality distortion field. This was not just a catchy term. It represented a genuine phenomenon that enabled him to achieve what many deemed impossible. Jobs possessed an extraordinary talent for persuading both himself and others that they could accomplish feats that seemed beyond reach. And remarkably, they did. His team at Apple broke through barriers and developed revolutionary products that transformed the world. What's even more fascinating is that Jobs was not the only one with this remarkable ability. Bill Gates once remarked that Jobs had the power to cast spells on people, making them believe in his vision and capabilities. It's as if these titans of industry have tapped into a hidden force that remains invisible to the rest of us. Now, imagine if this extraordinary skill was not confined to a select few tech innovators. What if I told you that billionaires and global leaders are employing similar strategies to manifest their aspirations? This phenomenon extends beyond mere positive thinking or goal setting. These individuals are actively crafting their reality through the sheer power of their minds. Here's the crux of the matter. While many of us find ourselves ensnared in our limited perspectives, preoccupied with paying bills or striving for the next promotion, the elite are engaged in an entirely different game. They utilize visualization techniques, daily affirmations, and a consistently positive mindset to harmonize their mental state with their objectives. It's as if they are communicating in a unique dialect with the universe, and the universe is responding. Think about it. How often have you heard stories of successful individuals who seem to effortlessly attract opportunities? This is not mere chance or luck. These reality benders are crafting self-fulfilling prophecies through their beliefs and actions. They are not just wishing for success, they are actively bringing it into existence. So, what does this process look like in real life? Picture yourself waking up each morning and dedicating time to visualize your goals as if they have already been realized. This is not just idle daydreaming. It involves genuinely experiencing the emotions associated with success, wealth, or whatever it is you desire. This is precisely what many of these elite individuals practice. They do not merely contemplate their aspirations, they inhabit them mentally before they manifest in the physical realm. Moreover, it's not solely about personal achievements. These reality benders are influencing entire industries, economies, and even the trajectory of history. They are not just participants in the world. They are actively engaged in its creation. It's as if they have uncovered a cheat code for life, allowing them to rewrite the rules of the game. You might be thinking that this sounds reminiscent of the law of attraction, and you would be correct. However, what these elite individuals are doing transcends simple positive thinking. They are drawing upon ancient wisdom that aligns seamlessly with cutting-edge quantum physics. Recall our discussion about the observer effect and how our thoughts can impact reality at the quantum level. These reality benders are harnessing that principle to their advantage. Harnessing this power on a massive scale. But here's the divine truth. This ability isn't reserved for a privileged few. The principles they use are rooted in universal laws that anyone can access. So why don't more people tap into them? That's the million-dollar question. Is it because this knowledge has been deliberately concealed, or do most people simply doubt its feasibility? The reality is that many of us have been socialized to think small, to believe we're at the mercy of forces beyond our control. But what if these limitations are just another reality imposed on us? What if we could break free from these constraints and start shaping our own reality? Have you ever wondered why the most transformative knowledge in the world isn't taught in schools? From a young age, we're fed a steady stream of information that keeps us compliant and unaware of our true potential. This isn't an accident. There's a deliberate reason you've been kept in the dark about the incredible power of your mind to influence the world around you. Imagine a society where everyone understood they could mold reality through their thoughts, where manifestation isn't just a new age concept but a core subject alongside math and science. Sounds extraordinary, right? Here's the truth. This wisdom has existed for centuries, hidden in ancient texts and guarded by secretive groups. Why? Because knowledge is power, and those in positions of authority don't want to share it. They've created an intricate system of control, a modern-day matrix, designed to keep you distracted and unaware of your own potential. It's a masterclass in manipulation, and we've all been unwitting participants. Let's break it down. Consider the constant messages you encounter daily. News outlets fuel fear, advertisements make you feel inadequate, and social media amplifies self-doubt. This isn't random, it's a calculated strategy. The elite understand the power of manufactured consent, as scholars like Noam Chomsky and Edward Herman have explained. Mass media in democratic societies often functions as a propaganda tool, not to inform but to shape perceptions that align with the interests of the powerful. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. The techniques used in propaganda and advertising mirror the principles of reality manipulation found in ancient teachings. Emotional appeals, oversimplification, and loaded language are all present, but instead of empowering you, these methods keep you small and manageable. Think about the last ad you saw. Did it make you feel incomplete? Did it exploit your fears or insecurities? It's no coincidence. These messages are carefully crafted to keep you in a cycle of perpetual desire, chasing the next product that promises fulfillment. But here's the truth, you're already whole. You possess everything needed to shape your reality. The power isn't in the items being sold, it's within your mind. Now, let's discuss education. Have you ever wondered why critical thinking isn't a core part of school curricula? Why are we taught to memorize facts but not to question the very nature of reality? Because a population that thinks critically is harder to control. By withholding these skills, the system perpetuates a cycle of ignorance and obedience. And it doesn't stop there. The rise of digital platforms has only deepened this dynamic, with algorithms reinforcing existing beliefs and limiting exposure to diverse perspectives. The goal? To keep you within a narrow framework of thought, ensuring you remain a passive participant in the system. The media has introduced new forms of propaganda known as computational propaganda. Bots are now spreading biased information on social media, creating a whole new frontier of manipulation. Your perception of reality is being shaped with every scroll, click, and share. However, the most insidious part of this control matrix is how it disconnects you from your true self. The constant bombardment of consumerism and materialism distracts you from inner growth and self-discovery. You are conditioned to seek fulfillment through external means, never realizing that true power comes from within. It's a clever trick to keep people focused on the material world, and they'll never realize they have the power to shape it. Keep them in a state of fear and doubt, and they'll never dare to challenge the status quo. It's a perfect system of control hidden in plain sight. But here's the thing, once you see the matrix, you can't unsee it. And that's where your journey to true empowerment begins, because understanding how you've been manipulated is the first step to breaking free. Imagine if you could transform your life as easily as changing your thoughts. Sounds too good to be true, right? But what if I told you that this power has been hidden in plain sight for centuries? It's called mental transmutation, the practical application of the law of mentalism we've been exploring. Think about it, how often have you tried to change your external circumstances, only to feel like you're pushing against an immovable force? It's exhausting, isn't it? But here's where it gets interesting. While changing the world around you might seem impossible, changing your thoughts is something you can do right now, in this very moment. Are you ready to discover the step-by-step process that can reshape your reality? It all starts with awareness. You need to become conscious of your current mental state. What thoughts are running through your mind right now? Are they empowering or limiting? Once you've identified your thought patterns, it's time to set your intention. What do you want to change? Be specific. Visualize your desired outcome in vivid detail. Can you see it? Can you feel it? But here's the secret source: emotional alignment. Your emotions act as a bridge between your mind and the physical world. It's not enough to just think about what you want. You need to feel it too. Imagine how you'd feel if your desire was already a reality. Let that emotion wash over you. This is where the magic happens. Now, I know what you're thinking, that sounds great, but how do I actually do this? Well, I've got you covered. Here are some practical exercises to get you started. Try daily affirmations, speak your desires into existence, use visualization techniques, spend a few minutes each day picturing your ideal life in detail. And don't forget meditation, a powerful tool for reprogramming your subconscious mind. Here's where it gets really fascinating. Reality isn't just something that happens to you. It's more like a feedback loop. Your thoughts shape your experiences, and those experiences reinforce your thoughts. It's a cycle that's constantly in motion, and the best part is, you have the power to influence it. Imagine waking up one morning and deciding to believe that opportunities are everywhere. Suddenly, you start noticing possibilities you've never seen before. A chance conversation leads to a job offer. A random idea turns into a successful business venture. It's not that these opportunities weren't there before. You just weren't tuned in to see them. Now I know this. It might seem a bit far-fetched, but consider this. Haven't you ever had a coincidence that felt too perfect to be mere chance? Or perhaps you had an intuition that turned out to be exactly right. These aren't just flukes. They're glimpses into the power that resides within you. Here's the truly exciting part. When you start applying these techniques consistently, the changes in your life can be rapid and profound. We're talking about transformations that seem almost miraculous. People who have mastered mental transmutation report incredible shifts in their lives. Relationships can improve overnight, financial windfalls can appear out of nowhere, and chronic health issues can suddenly resolve. But remember, this isn't about waving a magic wand and expecting the world to change. It's about consistent practice. It's about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desires. It's about becoming an active creator in your life rather than a passive observer. Have you ever experienced a moment where reality seemed to glitch? Picture this. You're driving down a familiar road, one you've traveled countless times, when suddenly it leads somewhere entirely new. Impossible, right? Not according to thousands who've experienced reality glitches firsthand. These unexplainable phenomena challenge our understanding of the world and hint at the true nature of our reality. Let's dive into the fascinating world of reality glitches. These are moments when the fabric of our existence seems to tear, revealing glimpses of alternate timelines or parallel universes. It's as if the universe itself is malfunctioning, showing us that our reality isn't as solid as we believe. Consider the Mandela effect, a phenomenon where large groups of people share false memories. This term was coined by Fiona Broome, who noticed that many people incorrectly remembered Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s, despite him actually passing away in 2013. It's not just a few confused individuals. We're talking about massive groups sharing the same false memory. Here's where it gets really interesting. In 2010, a study confirmed a widespread false memory involving the Bologna Central Railway Station clock. A staggering 92% of respondents falsely remembered the clock being stopped since a bombing in 1980. In reality, it was repaired shortly after the attack. How could so many people share the same incorrect memory? The Mandela effect goes beyond just mixed-up memories. Think about the Berenstain Bears. Many people swear it used to be spelled Berenstein. Or what about the fruit of the loom logo? Countless individuals vividly remember it featuring a cornucopia, which it never actually did. And let's not forget the famous Star Wars misquote, "Luke, I am your father." The truth is, Darth Vader never uttered those exact words. These shared false memories raise profound questions about the nature of reality. Are we experiencing glitches in the Matrix? Could our collective consciousness be shaping our perceptions and memories? The implications are mind-bending, but reality glitches aren't limited to shared false memories. People have reported experiencing time slips or timeline jumps. Imagine waking up one day to find that small details in your life have inexplicably changed. Your favorite coffee shop is suddenly on a different street, or a friend's eye color is now different. These subtle shifts can leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about reality. Then there are synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be random. You think of an old friend you haven't spoken to in years, and suddenly they call you out of the blue. Or you keep seeing the same number sequence everywhere you look. These events suggest a deeper connection and a more intricate tapestry of reality than we might initially believe. Imagine a connection between our consciousness and the very fabric of reality. What if understanding the glitches in our world could enhance your ability to bend reality by recognizing its malleable nature? By doing so, we open ourselves up to incredible possibilities. It's like discovering a secret backdoor to the universe's operating system. Think about it. If our collective beliefs and perceptions can shape shared memories, what else might they be capable of influencing? This idea aligns with ancient wisdom that suggests our thoughts and beliefs have the power to shape our experiences. It's not just about positive thinking, it's about understanding the fundamental nature of reality itself. Research by Elizabeth Loftus has shown how easily our memories can be influenced by suggestive questioning or misinformation. Her work demonstrates the malleability of human memory, supporting the idea that our recollections aren't as reliable as we'd like to believe. This malleability extends beyond just memory. It applies to our entire perception of reality. The concept of fuzzy trace theory in psychology offers another intriguing perspective. This theory proposes that we store memories in two ways, verbatim and gist. Gist memories, which capture the essence of an experience rather than exact details, are more prone to distortion. This could explain why so many of us share similar false memories. We're recalling the gist of something, but the details have been warped over time. Are you starting to see how deep this rabbit hole goes? The more we explore these reality glitches, the more we realize that our world isn't as fixed and unchangeable as we once believed. It's fluid, responsive, and intimately connected to our thoughts and beliefs. By understanding and harnessing this knowledge, you can start to consciously shape your reality, just as the elite have used these principles for centuries to manifest wealth and success. You too can apply them to your life. It's about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desires, becoming an active creator in your life rather than a passive observer. This is your moment. The moment you seize the power to reshape not just your world but the entire universe around you. Imagine a reality where every thought you have ignites a transformation, where your choices spark a chain reaction that uplifts everyone in your orbit. Now the key is in your hands. Will you remain a passive bystander, or will you rise as an active creator of your destiny? If these deep dives have lit a fire in you, comment more secrets below. Every comment is a declaration, a commitment to exploring deeper, to breaking free of the chains that have kept you small for too long. Hit that like button to imprint this energy into your subconscious and share this video with someone who needs to break through their limitations. Spread the message because real power multiplies when it's shared. And if you're ready to step into a new dimension of awareness, subscribe to our channel and join the Philosophical Essence newsletter, your portal to exclusive insights that cut through the surface and dive into the very fabric of reality. This isn't just about manifesting wealth or success. It's about transforming your entire existence and igniting a ripple effect of change. The universe is shifting right now, and the choice is yours. Are you ready to be the catalyst for the change you want to see? Step into your power, ignite your destiny, and let's reshape reality together.